Hello everyone, welcome back to Hoviston Central. Just wanted to do a quick video, not really about the layout, but about scratch building and using 3D printers to print models to go onto the layout. It's something that I've, in the last couple of weeks, only just started to use, but I think it's something that for model railways in the near future could become more and more popular. As 3D printer technology improves and the price of 3D printers comes down, and it's something that you might start to see in the homes more and more, you know, 3D printers. So I'm just going to show you what I've done with it in this in my first go at designing something on CAD and using a 3D printer to print them out. I'm fortunate that we've got a 3D printer at work, but even still, I think you can get them now for maybe about £300. Maybe I think you can spend a lot more money than that, but a basic one, you know, £300. So within model railway clubs, you know, it's definitely something that could be affordable. And the perk to it is that, you know, your options are endless. If you know, you can print whatever you want to print, really. So where I've looked to use a 3D printer and design my model in this first case is, you can see on the layout here, I've got my retaining wall running along the back, which is a Metcalf model, which is just, they're great, you know. But I've got these empty spaces just here and on the other side here, and this area here is going to be like my main station, so there'll be a station building up here. But I wanted some kind of wall or plate girder system to go here and here, rather than using the Metcalf stonework sheets. So I wanted to design some kind of wall to go along there. Okay, so I've used a piece of software called Rhino 5 to design the plate girder walls. It's actually a new version of Rhino 6, which is available to download and free to use for the first 3, maybe 4 months. So if it's something you're interested in, certainly go ahead and download that, and just have a play, make different shapes, or try and model something that you've already got. That's how I actually started. I modelled a signal box that I already had, just to get used to using the software. But as you can see, these are the two walls that I've come up with. They've got the supports along the back there, so they stand up, and then you've got this extra plinth on the front, which 100mm from here down to the bottom, and that covers the shelf that I've made to form the base of the platform. And there's one to go either side, and this one on this side has got a gap here because there's a tower part on the retaining walls, which can sit in that gap there. And the good thing is, you know, it looks like they're made to measure, really. Instead of buying one off the shelf and having to chop it down and maybe finishing your wall somewhere, you know, straight down the middle there. These ones here, that's the exact size that I need, divided up into 3 sections, rivets where they need to go, and really happy with them. And that's just gonna hopefully finish off that retaining wall nicely. And this is what the plate girders look like just before they're ready to cut. Put that into shaded, might be a bit clearer. So you can see they're all there. What you've got to do basically is, this 3D printer works in layers. So it prints layers from the bottom up. So it doesn't like things that overhang. So you can see the main part of the wall here. All you've got to do is split it in half, and then it can work up that way. If you imagine if it worked from the bottom here up, when you get to these lips here, it can do it. Because it actually puts in struts when it's printing, but these overhangs here, it'd have a problem with that. So you want to split it, and that's all. They're all the test runs, if you like, down there. But yeah, that's it all ready to print with all the little rivets on it. Okay, so the printer's done its thing. It took just over 3 hours to print these components, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pieces. But you set it up to go, all 7 pieces in one print, and press go and just leave it. And then as soon as it's done, you can take them out and just need a bit of cleaning up first to get all the little bits of resin off them. As you can see, here are all the different pieces. It had a little bit of trouble with some of the rivets because, as you can see, they're tiny, so they're missing. But once it's all painted up and weathered, I don't think it'll look too bad. But you can see, you know, it's solid, well, as solid as 2-3mm plastic gets structure. And I've glued one of them together here. So all I need to do with them now really is just paint them up, weather them, and they can go in place. Okay, so they're not painted or weathered yet, but I've just put them in position, and I'm pretty happy with that. They kind of look like they're meant to be there. So yeah, 3D printing, I think it's something we'll see on, hopefully, on model railways more often. But if anyone's interested in what I did on Rhino, and like some tips on how to get started with it, let me know, and I can maybe do a more in-depth tutorial onto how I actually made them and how to make basic shapes. But there's loads of tutorials already on how to use Rhino, and it's fairly simple, and I think we'll be able to make some pretty effective models for the railway. So yeah, that's it for now. Cheers.